Sokrati is a place of ample opportunities. No one stops you, no one holds you back from doing anything, right? And if you're keen on juggling between multiple tasks, if you want to learn how to juggle between multiple things, Sokrati is the best place.
Hi friends, and welcome to our series Heroes of Sokrati. One more episode we are bringing to you, and I'm sure you will enjoy and be enlightened. We have with us, the guest today is Ashwini. Ashwini is one of the icon at Sokrati and has been helping us in various kind of initiatives. So I would like to now take you over to Ashwini, and Ashwini, what we'd like to hear from you is, what is it that you have been at Sokrati, and give us a brief about.
Hi Manoj, it's pleasure to be here, to be a part of called as Heroes of Sokrati, because it's actually a great learning curve till now at Sokrati. I've been at Sokrati for over 3 years now.
Wow.
And if you talk about one memorable event, definitely I could have many of them.
Fantastic.
And each quarter brings a memorable event. True. Because we have all the goals and achievements which we are chasing and which we are delivering, deriving, creating. So each step brings a memory. So definitely it has been a great journey at Sokrati. Just to start with one memorable event, definitely I could think of the first assignment which was given to me at Sokrati of building a new line of business. The moment I cracked my first client on that platform, it was actually a very memorable and very satisfying journey. Because it took almost a quarter or 4 months to go and get one client on board. And not to name the client, but that is one of the esteemed client what we have now. That has been one of the best memory.
I think what Ashwini brought out us in this example is that he has been here for 3 years, and the journey started with a client which is still an esteemed client. So it talks a lot about the journey and he being in that seat to steer and drive. In current challenging times, it definitely is really tough to get a client, leave aside maintaining it for 3 years. So I think, Ashwini, that was a very fantastic thing, and I'm sure the first one is always memorable. I think it is very humble of Ashwini to give credit to everybody else other than himself. But what I would like to hear from Ashwini is that when you mentioned the support by Anubhav, the CEO, your manager, Nilesh, and your team, although you underplayed your contribution, which I'm sure is immense, what I would like to understand is, when you spoke about these people's support, so what exactly do you mean by the support? What kind of support did you get?
So the kind of support is definitely extends from day-to-day operations till trying some new innovations, making sure the quality of the deliverables are maintained while timelines are chased. Sure. So I still remember a few people. Definitely there are still more in the team, but there has been few in the past as well. When I was growing at Sokrati, right? When I was a part of it. Mm-hmm. So definitely those key people used to always be there to help, and how we used to work together as a group. Mm-hmm. That was the major part, and that's the DNA of Sokrati. If I tell, you get it's always a group working towards the problem solving, and everyone brings their best out of it in that group and brings the best of the others as well by pushing them. So that's the best part of Sokrati, which definitely I feel that it's always fresh. Right. It doesn't just go die down in the years, right? Right. It's always fresh, and that's what keep motivating you to continue further and looking for new challenges.
Fantastic. I think what we are hearing here is that the culture is about push and pull. So each one tries to push in a healthy way, of course,
yes, definitely.
Encouraging way.
Yes.
That's what I understand. Yes. And of course, it helps you to pull yourself up. Like you mentioned that you are in a process of learned a lot and in learning, which is a continuous journey.
In the current role as well, where I'm leading, and with the current situation in the pandemic, what we are facing, every day is a new learning and new challenges what we are facing. And that's where again, I say the way we all have been able to gear up and make sure that the end business goals or at the end client deliverables doesn't get affected. everyone has been able to pull themselves again over here.
Yeah.
As you said, healthy environment of pull and push. So people have been pulling. Someone has been pushing each others. But there is it. So definitely here I try to work continuously with the team, understand their areas where they need support. There are certain areas where we definitely have. Sometimes becomes difficult to extend the support, but we have some plans in place. We are trying to work, and that's where the learning is.
Okay.
So that's where the learning, as when I say individual, how I'm learning. And same thing, I have my own plus and minuses, which I get to get more glorified day by day by speaking and understanding on different problems. So it's actually a great learning platform for anyone.
I think that is very, very enlightening for us in terms of understanding how we have been through this journey. Incidentally, you touched upon the most important raw now at the moment, that is the pandemic, and the way we survived it. I think we should be very proud. Definitely. All of us really survived when started going downhill. I think we were also part. Everybody has to go through the downhill. But since you brought up this thing, I want to understand. We have come up. And we are coming up strongly. So what is that you feel you have contributed, and how the Sokrati culture has contributed to bring us up the curve?
So as you said, definitely it's a complete V curve what we have been at the part of during the start of the pandemic and currently where we are right now.
True.
And then the upward part of the V is still growing in terms when it comes to business. So I have been able to contribute by always being on the toes, understanding, keeping my eyes and ears open on the when it comes to the specifically, I'll say 2 or 3 pillars around it, like client business, our business, and then people. Okay, so keeping everything on the ground, keeping yourself on the ground, keeping close to all these 3 pillars always has helped me to understand what is evolving.
Okay.
How is it evolving for the client? How is it evolving for the business or the digital ecosystem we are into? What all innovations are required right now? So there are a lot of innovations. There's a lot of forget about the business part only. There are a lot of innovations when it comes to the communication part as well now, which we are doing internally. Mm-hmm. So how to evolve and work on all those innovations and continuously be on top of that. And that's a great learning, and that's definitely has helped me how to manage and work with the team and grow the things. Yes.
I think it's very important for us to understand that what Ashwini is articulating, the V, is when the pandemic started, everybody globally was not prepared for it. It hit them just below the blade before they could realize. And we went down to the bottom of the V, and now, as Ashwini mentioned, we are climbing the V. And the 2 things which I take away from what Ashwini has brought about, one is innovation, evolving because for our customers, for our internal stakeholders, and the second is communication. I think these 2 are very potential, loaded
yes,
kind of thing.
The communication
on the innovation, would you try to help us understand?
When I say innovation, it's again both ways or the both part of the innovations, the external client facing or external innovation in the marketing ecosystem, where we had to make sure that it could be as simple as getting all our reporting mechanisms more robust and more diligent in terms of delivering the creating more visibility, creating more robust reports to the client, right? Or again, the ecosystem in terms of how reaching out to the audiences now, how the ecosystem. So there was a trend which we used to see post-pandemic of the usage of the mobile and the usage of the desktop, which has changed now, right? Okay. So how to reach out to the users, and that's again an innovation in terms of thinking and application of your marketing strategies, right? Absolutely. And then how to evolve and make sure that you are still reaching out to the right audience at the right devices at the right time. Absolutely. Those micro moments might have changed a little due to the pandemic. People used to be out over the weekends, but now it's all in-house. Yes. So the micro moments have changed a little, and those evolution or the innovation comes over there. Then the second part of it, the internal, as you said, the communication. Definitely, as you said, that communication has increased. It has been over some time, but how to manage that, how to keep it limited, how to make sure that you use the right tools internally to note everything, make sure track everything, all the scrums what we have been part of, how to automate those scrums, how to make sure. So scrums used to be more of a people gathering at one place and just speaking out. Now everyone is in virtual space. So how to keep everything still in the more formatted pace, keeping everything aligned to the goal and the discussion.
Great. I think what message is coming out for all of us here is that the way we have come up strongly is because to see with the changing times. Yes. The pandemic has hit all of us. And to keep the pulse of the changing taste of the people and touch it the right marketing approach, touch the need of the day is what brought about.
And that's what Sokrati is about. Correct. Sokrati always believes in ahead of the curve.
Yes.
And that's what I, again, go back to that initial event of the when I said 3 years back, when we started working on that new line of business, the market was just opening up for that service. Okay. So, but we are again ahead of the curve now when it comes, and that's where when it comes to performance marketing, always all the platforms, all the business part has been ahead of the curve, and that's what the thinking of the leadership which comes and imbibes into the DNA of every Sokratian.
True. I think this is very important for us. Everybody who comes at Sokrati, this is a message for all of us. It's a place thriving with energy. It's a place where there is a lot of innovation, where you get to hear from everyone. And the fact that in this pandemic, we did go down like everybody, but now we're coming strong up the V and going still up. I think this is potential because there are leaders, there are heroes like Ashwini, and we spoke about with Kaushal and Aniket and Ujjwal. It's the kind of folks which we are talking who share their support by way of experience. I think that is what is coming, and we should continue to do that, which is very important for every new person who comes on board over here. I think where now I'll require a little help from you is in this whole journey of 3 years, and I'm sure let's look at 1/3 of that is pandemic. That has been a tremendous challenge. It has taken toll on everybody's personal, professional, kind of mental and physical health. Would you like to share how did you deal with it? Because I'm sure for all new people coming on board, it's a learning which we have experienced in the last 10 months. So can we make a small capsule of your experience?
As I said, talking about pandemic as a challenge, definitely the virtual connection with the people, virtual connection with the team, which is always on the ground, right? When it's a very open door culture at Sokrati, right? Okay. It's not a hierarchical based culture what Sokrati follows. Absolutely. So in that case, it becomes little. It was a little challenging. I'll say it's still a bit challenging in getting everyone at the same platform and understanding, keeping everyone at same pace. Right. So that is one of the challenges which we are still coping, and definitely we are evolving day by day in that, and we are learning in the process again. As I said, the learning doesn't stop in any process over here. Yes. So that's where we are learning, and that's a bit one of the challenge which has been critical for the pandemic when it comes to the interacting with people more in virtual and aligning them everyone at one pace, be it internal or be it external as well.
Absolutely. I think in this pandemic, going through this virtual has really opened up our antenna to a lot many things, which never envisaged, which has been both plus and minus, because we were so acclimatized to in-person meeting or interacting and getting things done. It hit us initially. So I think a very potential thing which is...
Definitely it has its own pluses as well, that now it has allowed people to instead of grouping, huddling up, how to take certain decisions on their own. Absolutely. It has actually given that like for me also, every time walking up, looking up, reaching out to my mentor for certain guidelines, there are certain decisions which I've been able to take on my own. And there has been again plus and minuses of the pros and cons of those decisions, right? But still I'm learning and I'm getting more evolved in the process with that. And that's happening with everyone in the current scenario.
Great. I think what we have heard from Ashwini is that if you have to succeed at Sokrati, a couple of things you have to keep at the back of mind. One is be able to reach out to people. It's a tremendous full of energy. Reach out to the people, learn from everyone, and continue the learning journey.
Definitely.
It never ends because it's like you have to be running to be in the same place.
Yes.
That's the kind of scenario in our environment, our industry, in the digital and the marketing. So that's what is coming very strongly. The second is be innovative. We don't know what kind of jolt we may get. This pandemic was just like waking us up from a good dream that life will be always calm. And Ashwini brought about how 10 months we have converted a disadvantage into the advantage. So with that, what I will lastly understand or would like Ashwini for our every new joinee is that what is that they should focus in spite of now this work from home or this pandemic is going to continue till we get vaccine. What should be that they should focus so that they make themselves successful and they can make Sokrati a better place?
So, just touching upon again from the previous conversation, what we have had till now, you have already touched the most important part of that. How to be successful? You should be open to reach out. You should be open to learn from others.
Absolutely.
You should be passionate about what you are doing, right?
True.
And Sokrati is an ample. Sokrati is a place of ample opportunities. No one stops you, no one holds you back from doing anything, right? And if you're keen on juggling between multiple tasks, if you want to learn how to juggle between multiple things, Sokrati is the best place, and that grows you tremendously. And you should, in that way, you should be open for the opportunities. You should be open to learn. You should open to take help and reach out.
Great. I think it was fantastic interacting with Ashwini, understanding from him this wide range of experience which he has brought about from a small kind of environment to build a large kind of a portfolio and multi-teams that he's handling. The message for everyone of us is that be passionate. It's a place of young, vivacious people,
Yes.
always throbbing with energy,
Yes.
and learn and grow.
Definitely, that's the places.
Great. So thanks for watching us and keep watching for more episodes. Thank you.
Thank you.